One ordinary evening, a man tired of the monotony of married life decides to change his fate, and with just one click, sets off a chain of events that will turn his reality upside down. In search of passion, he meets a mysterious woman, but he has no idea. Behind the screen hides not just a stranger but someone from his past. But before you get comfortable, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which city you are watching from and what time it is for you right now. I'm really curious to see who has joined us. Now get comfortable. We are about to begin. Ethan Hayes stared at his reflection in the bathroom mirror, running a hand through his sandy blonde hair. At 30, he was in good shape. Broad shoulders, toned arms, and a smile that still turned heads. But the spark in his amber eyes had faded over the years, dulled by routine. His wife, Anna, was beautiful, no doubt about it. She had striking dark hair falling in soft waves down her back, luminous brown eyes, and a figure that Ethan had once found irresistible: slender waist, alluring hips, and a natural elegance in every move. Tonight she wore a silk blouse and tailored trousers, her classic taste apparent even in her choice of lingerie. Simple, white lace that hinted at subtle curves beneath her clothes. But their marriage had quietly slipped into monotony. Conversation had become polite. Nights ended with a quick kiss goodnight, and Ethan lying awake, thinking about the passion that seemed lost. He wondered if Anna felt the same emptiness, or if she'd simply accepted it. One evening, after Anna fell asleep with her book in hand, Ethan found himself scrolling absent-mindedly through social media. An ad for a dating website flashed across his screen. Its message subtle but tempting: find what you are missing. On impulse, he clicked. The sign-up process was quick, and soon Ethan was browsing profiles under a fake name. Curiosity tinged with guilt. Her profile caught his eye at once. Sophia. She was stunning, with a confident smile and playful blue eyes. Her profile photo showed her in a light summer dress, the fabric hugging her athletic frame, revealing shapely legs and just a hint of the toned figure beneath. Long, pale blonde hair fell in gentle waves to her mid-back. Another photo showed her in fitted jeans and a cropped sweater, the gentle outline of a sports bra visible beneath. In one candid shot, she laughed with her head thrown back, giving a glimpse of delicate pink lace under her open jacket. Her body was athletic yet feminine. A small perky chest, slim waist, and a perfectly rounded behind. Their first conversation was awkward but exciting, and Ethan felt a thrill he had not experienced in years. Sophia's messages were witty, her humor easy and unforced. Soon, they agreed to meet in person, a quiet cafe outside the city, where anonymity felt easier. Ethan arrived early, heart pounding, nerves dancing on the edge of guilt and anticipation. He wore a fitted navy shirt, jeans and sneakers, feeling both out of place and oddly young again. When Sophia entered, he had to remind himself to breathe. She wore a flirty green dress that hugged her hips and brushed mid-thigh, her blonde hair cascading over bare shoulders. Her makeup was subtle, her eyes lined just enough to highlight their striking blue. As she sat down, the hem of her dress shifted, revealing a flash of delicate ivory lace at the edge of her thigh. Her scent was light and sweet, and Ethan found himself mesmerized. They talked over coffee, laughter coming easily, the conversation deepening as sunlight faded into the gentle hum of evening. When it was time to leave, Sophia smiled, a mischievous glint in her eyes. "I'll walk you to your car," she offered. Outside, the air was crisp. They lingered by his car, neither wanting the moment to end. Sophia leaned in, her lips brushing his, gentle at first. Ethan responded, drawn in by the promise of something forbidden. Her fingers traced his jaw, slipping behind his neck as the kiss deepened. Ethan's hand found her waist, pulling her closer, feeling the soft press of her body. Her dress shifted beneath his touch, and he caught a glimpse of that delicate lace, a whisper of her curves beneath. Sophia's hands wandered to his chest, her nails trailing along his shirt, exploring. Their kisses grew hungry, bodies pressing together, breath quickening in the night air. Ethan's hand slid lower, resting on her hip, thumb brushing the edge of her dress, feeling the smooth skin beneath. Sophia arched into him, her own touch more daring, fingers running through his hair, tugging him closer until they broke apart, breathless, cheeks flushed, hearts racing. Ethan sat in the silence of his car after she walked away, the taste of her lips lingering. Guilt gnawed at him, but beneath it all, excitement bubbled up, undeniable and electric. He realized that Sophia seemed oddly familiar. There was something about her laugh, the curve of her smile, the way she tilted her head when she listened. As he drove home, Ethan's mind replayed every moment. Who was Sophia, really? Why did she feel like someone from his past? The monotony of his life had shattered in a single evening, replaced by something raw and thrilling. He knew he was standing at the edge of something he could never have predicted. And as the city lights blurred past, he could not help but wonder what would happen next. The next few days passed in a haze of anticipation for Ethan. He replayed every detail of his encounter with Sophia, recalling her gentle touch, the heat in her gaze, the sound of her laughter. But beneath the thrill lingered that persistent sense of déjà vu. It gnawed at him. Why did she seem so familiar? Like a half-remembered dream. Their conversations on the dating site became even more intimate. Sophia sent him a photo before their second meeting. She stood in front of a mirror, wearing a short black skirt that hugged her slim hips, a soft cream-colored top with bare shoulders, and a hint of her bra, white with intricate lace edging peeking out from beneath the fabric. Her hair was pulled up in a high ponytail, revealing a slender neck and small gold hoop earrings. Her body was flawless, lean and fit, with long toned legs, a flat stomach, and small, perfectly shaped breasts, accentuated by the delicate lingerie. Ethan could not wait. They arranged to meet at a chic downtown restaurant, one known for its soft lighting and quiet corners. Ethan arrived a few minutes early, nerves fluttering. He glanced around, noting the elegant atmosphere. Nearby, a sharply dressed bartender, Henry, arranged glasses behind the counter. At another table, a woman with bright red hair, Jessica, laughed loudly, drawing glances. A young waiter, Mike, moved swiftly from table to table. When Sylvia walked in, heads turned. She wore the outfit from her photo. The black skirt, the off-shoulder top, and black heels that made her legs seem even longer. Her skirt rode high on her hips, the soft curve of her behind visible with every step. The top revealed just enough of her collarbones and the upper swell of her chest, while the outline of her lace bra was visible through the fabric, adding a touch of daring to her look. Her ponytail swung with every move, playful and confident. Dinner was filled with laughter, shared stories, and a growing sense of connection. Sophia was clever, teasing, sometimes a little wicked. She spoke of travel, hinted at past adventures, but skillfully avoided sharing too much about herself. Ethan found himself drawn to her beauty, her mystery, the way she listened intently and responded with sharp wit. Still, her mannerisms, her expressions, the tilt of her smile kept stirring memories he could not place. As dessert arrived, Sophia reached across the table, her fingers brushing Ethan's. "Let's not end the night here," she whispered. The electricity in her voice was unmistakable. They made their way to a nearby hotel. The elevator ride was a blur, both of them unable to keep their hands to themselves. Ethan was nervous, excited, and still nagged by the sense that he should know her. Inside the hotel room, Sophia pressed Ethan against the door, her lips finding his neck. Her hands slid beneath his shirt, exploring the lines of his chest. Ethan responded eagerly, cupping her waist, pulling her close until her body was pressed against his. Her skirt rode up as she wrapped a leg around him, revealing a glimpse of white lace panties beneath. Delicate, almost translucent, hugging her hips perfectly. Ethan's hands traveled over her back, feeling the warm skin and the thin strap of her bra. Sophia's breath quickened as she undid the buttons on his shirt, her fingers shaking with anticipation. They moved together, falling onto the bed in a tangle of limbs. Sophia straddled him, her skirt bunched around her waist, top slipping off one shoulder to reveal more of her bra, the lace framing her small round breast. Ethan ran his hands along her thighs, up her hips, over the smooth skin of her stomach. Their kisses grew deeper, more desperate, as their bodies pressed closer, exploring, tasting, learning each other's shape and rhythm. The night air was thick with the scent of perfume and desire, and for a moment, nothing else existed but their shared heat and hunger. Afterwards, they lay side by side, silent except for their breathing. Ethan traced a finger along Sophia's arm, staring at the ceiling. The feeling of familiarity grew stronger. The shape of her lips, the way she twirled a strand of hair, the little scar on her left wrist. He turned to her, curiosity burning in his chest. "Have we met before?" he asked quietly. Sophia smiled, enigmatic. "Maybe in another life," she teased. But her gaze lingered on his face a little too long, as if she was waiting for him to remember something important. They dressed slowly, sharing soft touches and shy glances. As they left the hotel, Ethan caught a glimpse of a familiar face. A teacher from his old high school, Mrs. Clark, crossing the lobby with a group of women. Sophia laughed when he told her, brushing Igshir off. But Ethan could not shake the sensation that the past was closer than he realized. On the drive home, the night replayed in Ethan's mind. Sophia was a mystery, an intoxicating blend of newness and nostalgia. He wanted her more than ever, but he also wanted answers. Who was she really? And why did he feel as though this affair was about to turn his life inside out? Unbeknownst to him, Sophia watched him drive away, her smile fading. She ran her fingers over the scar on her wrist, her eyes clouded with memories she was not yet ready to share. The game had only just begun. The following afternoon, Ethan could barely focus at work. Numbers blurred on his computer screen. Emails went unanswered, and all he could think about was Sophia. Her touch, her laughter, her scent still lingering on his shirt. Yet, the nagging sense of recognition had grown impossible to ignore. He kept replaying her smile in his mind, the scar on her wrist, the unique way she tucked her hair behind her ear. After work, Sophia messaged him, her tone light but eager. "Meet me at my place tonight. I want to show you something real." She sent her address, and Ethan's pulse kicked up. It was on the outskirts of town, a cozy apartment complex, surrounded by blooming dogwoods. He arrived just after sunset, greeted by the sound of jazz music and the glow of warm lights from the second-floor window. Sophia welcomed him in, wearing a silky pale blue robe that barely reached mid-thigh. Her blonde hair was loose and shimmering, skin glowing in the lamplight. Beneath the robe, Ethan glimpsed a matching pale blue bra, sheer and delicately embroidered, and slim, high-cut panties that hugged her hips and accentuated her athletic frame. Her body was every bit as enticing as before. Small, round breasts, perfectly cupped by the lace, a taut, flat stomach, and legs that seemed to go on forever. "Make yourself comfortable," she said with a sly smile, pouring 2 glasses of wine. "There's something I want to talk about. But first," she drew him to the bathroom, where scented candles cast golden light across glossy tiles, and a steaming tub already waited. Sophia slid the robe off her shoulders, letting it fall to the floor. Ethan drank in the sight, the translucent blue bra framing her breasts, the smooth lines of her stomach, the curve of her hips beneath the delicate panties. She stepped into the tub, beckoning him with a crook of her finger. Ethan undressed quickly, heat building in his cheeks, and joined her in the warm water. Their bodies entwined, Sophia's skin silky against his, her thighs wrapping around his waist as she pulled him closer. Steam curled in the air as their lips met, hands exploring, tracing new paths across wet skin. Sophia's nails ran down his back, her hips rising to meet him. Ethan's hands roamed her body, her waist, her back, the delicate straps of her bra. They kissed deeply, losing themselves in warmth and longing, the water splashing around them as desire built, both gentle and urgent. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless, hearts thudding with more than just excitement. Wrapped in towels afterward, Sophia seemed nervous, quieter than usual. She poured herself more wine, pacing the small living room. Finally, she stopped in front of Ethan and met his eyes. "There's something you should know, she began, voice trembling slightly. "My name's not Sophia. It's Olivia." Ethan froze, his mind racing. Olivia. The name hit him like a lightning strike. A flood of memories from high school, a shy girl with long blonde hair and a soft, hopeful smile. He remembered her Olivia Jones, quiet but kind, always reading in the library, once the object of his secret affection. They had never dated, never even kissed. But he had thought about her for months, wondering what might have been. He stared at her now, suddenly seeing the teenage Olivia in the confident, beautiful woman before him. She seemed to read his thoughts. "You remember now, don't you?" He nodded, stunned. I do. I'm sorry. I should have recognized you sooner." Olivia laughed softly, her nerves easing a bit. "It has been a long time, Ethan. People change." She looked away, a hint of sadness flickering across her face. "But not everything does." They sat together in silence, the revelation hanging heavy in the air. Then, unexpectedly, Olivia started to share stories from their past. Funny moments from school, awkward dances, even the time she had seen him slip a love note into another girl's locker. Ethan listened, grinning with embarrassment. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. Olivia's eyes widened. She rushed to the peephole and stiffened, then composed herself. She opened the door just enough to reveal a mature woman in her 60s, elegant in a navy blue dress and pearl. Mrs. Clark, Ethan's old literature teacher. Mrs. Clark smiled warmly, apparently recognizing Ethan instantly. "Well, well, what a surprise. I see you two finally ran into each other." She winked knowingly at Olivia, then excused herself, saying she had dropped by to deliver a forgotten book. As the door shut, Ethan and Olivia exchanged incredulous glances. The past felt suddenly much closer, and the present much more tangled than Ethan had imagined. Later, wrapped in each other's arms, Ethan whispered, "Why now, Olivia? Why find me after all these years?" She hesitated, tracing circles on his chest. "Sometimes unfinished stories come looking for their ending. Maybe that's all this is." But her eyes said something more. Something that felt like a challenge, or perhaps a secret still waiting to be revealed. As Ethan drove home that night, the world seemed to have shifted on its axis. His affair had transformed from an act of reckless passion into a complicated reunion with his own past. And somehow, he sensed that this was only the beginning, that more surprises, more secrets, and maybe even more danger lay just ahead. The next week blurred into days of uneasy restlessness. For Ethan, the thrill of his encounters with Olivia was now shadowed by the shock of her true identity. He felt pulled in two directions. A longing for the excitement Olivia brought back into his life, and the quiet ache of guilt whenever he looked at Anna. Each night, he'd lie awake beside his wife, replaying every moment, every revelation, every question Olivia left unspoken. Anna sensed something was different. She had always been observant. Her brown eyes seemed to see right through Ethan. That Friday evening, as they prepared for a friend's housewarming, Anna chose an outfit Ethan had not seen her wear in years. She stood before the bedroom mirror, smoothing her hands over a deep emerald dress that clung to her slender waist and flowed elegantly over her hips. The neckline, modest but flattering, hinted at her delicate collarbones and revealed just enough of her graceful neck. Her long dark hair fell in loose waves, framing her heart-shaped face. Beneath the dress, she wore new lingerie, satin and lace in a rich jade green. hugging her body softly. When she caught Ethan watching, she blushed, her lips curving in a shy, hopeful smile. Ethan was struck by how beautiful she was. For a moment, he was overcome by guilt and longing for what he had neglected. As they left for the party, Anna's phone buzzed, a message from her friend Emily. At the same time, Ethan felt his own phone vibrate in his pocket. A text from Olivia, cryptic and unsettling. "I need to see you. There's something you deserve to know." He slipped his phone away, heart pounding. At the party, the atmosphere was festive. Friends mingled in the softly lit living room, laughter rising over gentle music. Anna greeted everyone warmly, moving gracefully among the guests. Emily, in a striking red dress, pulled Anna aside, whispering with a conspiratorial grin. Ben, Ethan's colleague, chatted with him about work, but Ethan found it hard to concentrate, his mind on Olivia's message. Rachel, the evening's hostess, flitted from group to group, her platinum blonde bob and silver dress sparkling in the light. Ethan excused himself and stepped outside for air. He called Olivia. She answered on the first ring. "Are you free tonight?" she asked quietly. "Not for long," Ethan replied, glancing back at the house. "What's going on?" "I can't talk here. Can you meet me later?" Her voice trembled, urgency lacing every word. Ethan agreed, torn between curiosity and fear. Inside, Anna noticed Ethan's absence. She returned to the bedroom for her purse and happened to see his phone buzz again. She hesitated, then glanced at the screen. Another message from the same unfamiliar number. "Please, it's important." Anna's heart skipped. She had never been the jealous type, but a wave of suspicion washed over her. Back at home later, Anna emerged from the bathroom in her new lingerie and that emerald dress, her cheeks flushed from the evening's laughter and wine. She paused, watching Ethan change his shirt. In the soft bedroom light, Anna looked radiant, her figure graceful, her skin glowing, her eyes filled with hope and something more. Anna crossed the room to Ethan, her hands sliding up his chest. He let himself be pulled into her arms. Their lips met, hesitant at first, then searching, as though trying to remember a passion that had faded. Anna's hands moved to his shoulders, drawing him closer. Ethan traced the curve of her back, feeling the silk of her dress, the warmth of her body. Anna pressed herself against him, her breath catching as Ethan's fingers brushed the edge of her lingerie beneath the dress. Their kisses deepened, slow and aching, as if both were seeking reassurance in the other's touch. For a moment, Ethan let himself get lost in Anna, in the memory of what they once shared. Her beauty, her kindness, her love. He felt them all, and guilt twisted inside him. As Anna's lips brushed his ear, she whispered, "I've missed this." Afterward, Anna lay quietly beside him, head on his chest. "Are you happy, Ethan?" she asked, her voice soft and vulnerable. He hesitated. "I want us to be happy," he replied. The truth sat heavy in his heart. Later that night, while Anna slept, Ethan slipped out, his mind in turmoil. He drove to Olivia's apartment, questions crowding his thoughts. When she opened the door, she looked different, tense, almost scared. Her hair was pulled into a messy bun, and she wore a simple black top and jeans. She invited him in, wringing her hands nervously. "I was not honest with you," she said quietly, her blue eyes shining in the dim light. "I didn't come back just to relive the past. I came for something else." Ethan waited, heart pounding. Olivia hesitated. "I needed to see you, not just for closure, but because there's something you should know. Something I have never told anyone." She started to speak, but seemed to think better of it. "Not yet," she whispered. "But soon." Ethan left her apartment that night with more questions than answers. As he drove through the quiet city streets, he realized he was caught in a web of secrets. His own, Anna's, Olivia's. The mystery of Olivia's return, her cryptic warnings, Anna's sudden distance, it all pointed to something bigger, something waiting in the shadows. For the first time, Ethan felt fear. Fear that the past would not stay buried, that the life he knew was about to unravel. He did not know it yet, but the truth was far closer and far more dangerous than he could imagine. The days after Ethan's meeting with Olivia felt like walking a tightrope above a storm. Each moment with Anna became more strained. Every look, every touch tinged with questions neither dared to ask aloud. Meanwhile, Olivia's cryptic hints haunt Ethan. The mystery of her return, her refusal to reveal her secret, gnawed at his conscience. It was Saturday when Rachel, their mutual friend, threw an impromptu gathering at her spacious suburban home. The house brimmed with familiar faces. Emily, elegant as always, in a sapphire blue dress that hugged her curvy frame. Ben, sharp in a charcoal blazer, holding court by the drinks table. Liam, tall and athletic, laughing with a group by the pool. Anna wore a soft ivory dress that complemented her glowing skin and dark hair. The cut of the dress showed off her slender arms and hinted at the gentle swell of her breasts, while her smile was more reserved than usual. Ethan felt out of place, but Anna clung to his side, her fingers intertwined with his. Their connection felt fragile, as though a single wrong word might shatter the peace. He was pouring a drink when Olivia arrived, stunning in a fitted burgundy skirt that accentuated her narrow waist and long athletic legs. Her silky blouse, barely buttoned at the top, hinted at a scarlet bra underneath, the delicate lace visible as she leaned over to greet Rachel. Her hair cascaded in golden waves, eyes sparkling with mischief, and something unspoken. When Olivia spotted Ethan, her smile faltered just for a moment. Anna, noticing, stiffened at Ethan's side. The night wore on, small groups forming and dissolving. Tension simmered just beneath the surface. At one point, Olivia excused herself to the garden, her face shadowed with worry. Unable to resist, Ethan followed. Outside, Olivia waited among the roses, the air filled with their subtle scent. The garden was quiet, moonlight casting silver patterns over Olivia's skin. "I can't keep doing this," Ethan said, his voice low and strained. "Anna suspects something. I feel like I'm losing everything." Olivia turned, searching his face. Then tell her the truth. Or end this now, before it hurts more. Ethan looked away. I don't even know what the truth is anymore. Suddenly, Anna appeared at the edge of the garden, her eyes wide. What are you doing out here? She demanded, her voice trembling. For a moment, the three stood in silence. Then Anna's expression hardened. Is this her? Is this who you've been seeing? Ethan's heart thudded painfully. Anna, please. Anna cut him off, her voice shaking. How could you? After everything. Olivia stepped forward, her tone calm but insistent. Anna, I never meant to hurt you, but I needed to see Ethan. There's something important you both need to know. Anna's eyes flashed with pain and anger. Save it. I do not want to hear any more lies. Tears sprang to Anna's eyes, but she tried to hide them. Ethan reached for her, but she pulled away, turning to leave. Olivia's hand caught Ethan's, holding him back for just a moment. Their eyes met. A silent apology, a plea for understanding. Ethan's breath caught as Olivia's lip brushed his ear, her hand slipping beneath the edge of his shirt in one last, desperate gesture of longing and regret. He closed his eyes, torn by the warmth of her touch, the pain in Anna's eyes, and the mess he had made of everything. Inside, the party carried on, but the tension followed them. Anna confronted Ethan in a quiet hallway, her anger raw. Why did you lie to me? She whispered. Was I not enough? Ethan's shoulders slumped. You are more than enough. I felt lost. And then Olivia showed up, and everything got confusing. Anna's voice broke. Do you love her? Ethan shook his head, tears threatening. I do not know. I care about you. I always will. But with Olivia, it is different. I cannot explain it. Anna took a shaky breath, trying to steady herself. You have to choose, Ethan. This cannot go on. He nodded, torn in half. I know. Just then, Rachel appeared, concern in her eyes. Is everything okay? She asked quietly. Anna forced a smile. It will be. But her words rang hollow. As the night ended, Ethan and Anna drove home in silence. He reached for her hand, but she hesitated before finally letting him hold it. The trust between them was cracked, but not yet broken. Meanwhile, Olivia lingered in the garden, watching their car disappear. She pressed a trembling hand to her heart, the weight of secrets still heavy on her shoulders. She knew the hardest part was yet to come. The day after the party dawned grey and heavy, the world outside Ethan's window draped in clouds. He woke alone. Anna had risen early and left for a long walk, leaving a simple note on the kitchen table. We need to talk tonight. He spent the day in a restless haze, wandering through memories of Olivia and Anna, guilt and longing twisting in his chest. When evening fell, Anna returned, face pale but determined. They sat at the kitchen table, neither speaking for a long while. Finally, Anna broke the silence, her voice steady. I deserve the truth, Ethan, all of it. He nodded, and for the first time convulsed everything. The loneliness, the thrill of meeting Sophia, the shock of discovering she was Olivia, the tangled feelings that followed. He did not hide from the pain in Anna's eyes as he spoke, nor from his own regret. When he finished, Anna let the words hang in the quiet. "Thank you for telling me," she said at last, her tone even. Now I need to hear it from her. As if summoned by their resolve, a gentle knock sounded at the door. Olivia stood on the porch, hair pulled into a loose braid, eyes bright with unshed tears. She wore a simple white blouse and a navy skirt, her look both elegant and vulnerable. Ethan ushered her in. Anna faced Olivia with a composure that surprised them both. "Why did you come back?" she asked quietly. Olivia took a deep breath, glancing at Ethan before meeting Anna's gaze. "I was in love with Ethan once. Maybe a part of me always will be. But I did not come back to steal him. I came because I needed closure for myself. And because there was something I needed to say to both of you." She hesitated, twisting her hands nervously. "When I left this town years ago, I felt unfinished. Ethan, you were my first love. But more than that, you both were part of the life I wanted to remember, not run from. Seeing you again, it helped me understand that I was holding on to something long gone. I'm not here to break you apart. I'm here to let go. I needed to see that you are real people, with real lives and love, and to give myself permission to move forward." Anna listened intently. Her posture softened, and the anger that had tightened her shoulders seemed to ebb away. "You could have just called," Anna said with a wry smile. Olivia laughed, relief shining in her eyes. "I wish I had." Ethan felt a weight lift, though his heart still ached. Anna turned to him, her hand finding his. "We have a lot to fix, but I'm willing to try if you are." He nodded, emotion thick in his throat. "I am. I want us to be honest, Anna. I want to start again." That night, as Olivia quietly let herself out, Anna and Ethan found themselves in the gentle silence of their bedroom. Anna stood in front of the mirror, the moonlight soft against her bare shoulders. She wore her favorite nightgown, light, flowing, edged in delicate lace, the fabric skimming over her slender body and accentuating her graceful curves. Ethan approached her, wrapping his arms around her waist from behind, pressing a gentle kiss to her neck. Anna leaned into him, her fingers threading through his hair. Their reflections mingled in the glass, the lines between past and present gently blurring. Their kisses were slow and searching, not desperate this time, but filled with renewed tenderness. Ethan's hands slid along the smooth silk of her nightgown, savoring the familiar shape of her body. Anna turned in his arms, her lips brushing his, forgiveness and longing mingling in her gaze. They moved together, exploring, reconnecting, letting go of the old pain and welcoming something new, something fragile, but real. Later, as they lay together beneath the sheets, Anna whispered, "Are you still thinking about her?" Ethan shook his head, brushing a strand of hair from her cheek. "No, I'm thinking about us, about how lucky I am that you're willing to give me another chance." Anna smiled softly, her eyes shining. "Then let's not waste it." In the days that followed, Ethan and Anna took small steps toward rebuilding trust. There were hard conversations, moments of doubt, but also laughter and hope. Ethan deleted his dating profile, and Anna made space for honesty and vulnerability. They went on long walks, rediscovering the city and each other. As for Olivia, she left town a week later, her heart lighter, a sense of peace returning for the first time in years. She sent a brief note to Ethan and Anna. "Thank you for letting me say goodbye to the past. I hope you find happiness in the present." On a sunny morning soon after, Ethan and Anna sat together in a quiet cafe, fingers intertwined. There was still work to do, but both knew they were starting a new story, one written together, with all its flaws and beauty. And somewhere down the road, Olivia smiled, looking forward to the next chapter of her own life. Her heart no longer haunted, but open to new adventures.